So today I'm going to cover the commandment, you shall not take the name of Yehovah Elohim in vain. Now I have covered this extensively in other videos, but I never did a video of that topic by itself. Today I'm going to do just that. Now, right here in Exodus 20. Now what we are looking at is we're not looking at Hebrew text. We are looking at English text, King James Version. And I'm using Bible Hub, and I encourage each and every one of you to use that with Strong's Concordance. You can click it right here, Strong's Concordance. This is how I study the scripture. You want to get to the heart of the matter, to the truth of the matter. So when you read where in English it says, and God spoke all these things, saying, is that correct? Well, all you have to do is just put your mouse on the word and you will see Elohim, not God. Does it matter? Well, of course it matters. Let us read. He introduces himself to the children of Israel, and he does not say, I am the Lord your God. He does not say that. He says, Yehovah Elohim brought you out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. You shall not have any other Elohim in my face. Or in my place. Let's look up the word. Let's have a look at it. The word is panim or panei. Against you, against him. Okay? Or facing him. Or in favor instead of him. Okay? Or in his presence. So this word has a lot of meanings. Now the NASB, before, facing, in the presence of him, in front of him, facing him, in his sight. Okay? So it's very self-explanatory. So would another Elohim have a different name? Of course it would have a different name. I'm just using logic here, folks. Okay? Now, it says, you shall not make unto you any graven image, any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water, under the earth. You shall not bow yourself to them, nor serve them, for Yehovah Elohim, not the Lord your God, is jealous, Elohim, or El, and visiting the iniquity upon the fathers of the fathers upon the children, unto those who do, to the third and fourth generation. And he calls that hatred of him, and showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments. Now it says, you shall not take Shem Yehovah Elohim in vain. What does that mean? The word is shav. It means emptiness. Now, in English, they and the Jews believe that it is to speak it with emptiness, but it goes much deeper than that, folks. To make his name empty. In other words, now his name carries so little significance that nobody even knows his name anymore. And I can prove to you. In fact, if I go to, what's this? Shall know my name. Let's see how many times that is written. I've done that before. My people, therefore my people shall know my name. And that's Isaiah 52:6, Jeremiah 16:21. Therefore, behold, I will inform them. Well, it says, and they shall know my name here. And Ezekiel 39:7. I will make my holy name known among my people. So, okay, so you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, you get the point, okay? If you speak another name in place of Yehovah Elohim, you are in fact making his real name empty. You are taking his name in vain. Now, what I want to cover is, you shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds out of the mouth of Yehovah. Right? So we're going to go to Matityahu, not Matthew, 4. Now, it's King James Version says, and Jesus. Well, if you use Strong's Concordance, you will see that the name is pronounced YEHOSHUA. You see that? YEHOSHUA. It's never to be contracted to Joshua, because to do that is diminishing the name Yehovah. You know, taking it in vain, making it empty. Was led up of the Ruach into the wilderness to be tempted of the devil. And when he had fasted 40 days and 40 nights, he was afterward hungered, and the tempter came to him and said, if you be the son of Elohim, not God, as we just learned, command that these stones be made bread. But he answered and said, it is written, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that comes forth, or that came forth. Yeah. Words have meaning. Out of the mouth of Yehovah Elohim, not God. Where did he get that from? Every word. He got it from here in Deuteronomy 8. Moshe said concerning, we'll start in verse 1, all the commandments which I have given you to this day, you shall observe them to do, and that you may live and multiply and go and possess the land which Yehovah swore unto your fathers, and you shall remember all the way which Yehovah, Elohim, led you these 40 years in the wilderness to humble you and to prove you and to know what is in your heart, whether you would keep his commandments or not. And he humbled you, and he allowed you to be hungry, and then he fed you with manna, which you knew not, neither did your fathers know, that he might make you to know. Listen carefully. That man does not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds out of the mouth of, what does it say? Does it say the Lord? It says Yehovah. Does man live? So, when you read this, it must say the same thing. Man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds out of the mouth of Yehovah. Okay? Now, every word that proceeds or proceedeth or proceeded and one of those words was here. He did not tell Gabriel to tell Miriam to call his name Jesus or Joshua. No. He told him, every word that proceeds out of the mouth of Yehovah, you shall live by. The name is YEHOSHUA. Why does it matter? Well, he has Yehovah's name in his own name. The name means Yehovah is salvation. Yeshua does not mean Yehovah is salvation. Yeshua only means salvation. It does not give glory and honor to the one who gives salvation. Therefore, you shall not use the name Yeshua, and you shall not use any other name for the Mashiach. He was already given a name. And if you do use a different name, then you are making the name Yehovah empty. You are taking his name in vain. Now, I hope that I have made this clear. Now, to all Jews and to all former Christians will never hear it, will never learn it, because they completely disagree. So when you shall live by every word that proceeds out of the mouth of Yehovah, here are some of these words that I want to show you today. Jeremiah 31. My internet is really slow this morning, so please bear with me. All right. Every word. Behold, the days come, says Yehovah, Yehovah, that I will make a chadash, new, berith, covenant, with the house of Israel, that's the 10 tribes, and with the house of Yehudah, that is, Yehudah and Benjamin and any of the tribes of Israel that remained with Yehudah. Not according, or it says, the covenant that I made with their fathers in that day when I took them by the hand to lead them out of the land of Egypt, that covenant they broke. That's the reason why they have to have a new covenant. They broke it. It's broken. Just like the tablets of stone that Moshe broke. You cannot glue, he could not glue the tablets back together. New tablets had to be made, therefore, just as those tablets were broken and had to be replaced with new tablets, a new covenant has to be made with the house of Israel and with the house of Yehudah. Don't say that a new covenant is not necessary. Every word that proceeds out of the mouth of Yehovah, this is 100% guaranteed. When I was a husband unto them, says Yehovah, the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel in the after part. In that day, says Yehovah, I will put my Torah in their inward parts, and I will write it in their heart, and will be their Elohim, and they shall be my people. They shall no longer teach every man his neighbor and every man his brother, saying, Know Yehovah, for they shall all know me, from the least of them unto the greatest of them, says Yehovah. And I will forgive their iniquity, and will remember their sins no more. And I know you Christians out there, you want to say that the words of the prophets don't matter anymore. Well, I have a checkmate for you. And there's nothing that you can do about it. Because when I read this in Hebrews 8, verses 8 through 12, and you reject that, then you have cursed yourself forever. Hebrews 8. Start in verse 7. For if that first covenant had been, or if the first had been faultless, there should be no place to be sought for a second. It wasn't that the covenant was faultless, it was that the people were at fault for breaking the covenant. Now, I suppose when the covenant is broken, yes, there is a fault in the covenant, isn't there? For finding fault with them. He said, I just showed you the scripture. I just showed you the words of Jeremiah 31, verses 31 through 34. Behold, the days come, says not the Lord, but as you just learned, His name was Yehovah, is Yehovah, and shall always be Yehovah, not the Lord, and not God. When I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Yehudah, not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day when I took them by the hand to lead them out of the land of Egypt, because they continued not in my covenant, and I regarded them not, says Yehovah. For this shall be the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after in the after part, says Yehovah. I will put my Torah in their mind and write them in their hearts and be their Elohim, and they shall be my people. You know it's word for word what is written in Jeremiah 31 verses 31 through 34. So YEHOSHUA spoke of what was written in the Torah and the prophets, and Paul spoke that which was written in the Torah and the prophets. In fact, it is written, Paul even said in the book of Acts, when he was put on trial, that he only spoke the things that were written in the Torah and the prophets. You can go find it. That'd be a nice little homework project for you. It's written in there. But what I'm telling you, folks, every word that proceeded out of the mouth of Yehovah begins in Genesis and goes all the way through the prophets. The very passages that Christians have openly rejected. And not only that, Jews have rejected the words of the prophets even to this day. But you see, Christians, they believe that Yehovah cannot save the Jews as long as they are unrepentant. That's a lie. He can. Ezekiel 39. And that is the proof that I always use. And there's another one that's proof. It's in Isaiah, I believe. We'll go here first. Verse 21, this is after Yehovah saves Israel. See, the problem is with you Christians, you have a warped and perverted sense of what the word salvation means. He just saves Israel in Ezekiel 38 and 39. I will set my glory among the Gentiles, and all the Gentiles shall see my judgment that I have executed in my hand that I have laid upon them, so that why? So that the house of Israel shall know Yehovah Elohim from that day and forward. He has to do something. He has to save them first, and then they shall believe. This is the opposite of Christian doctrine. But there's more. Not for your sakes. That's in Ezekiel 36:32. I gotta go to Strong's Concordance. Just should have. Okay, so this whole chapter is about Yehovah Elohim saving all Israel. and bringing them back out of the land of their oppressors and bringing them back into their own land. And what is the reason? What is the purpose? And you see here a new heart and a new ruach. That is the whole new covenant here. Moreover, the word of Yehovah came to me, saying, Son of man, when the house of Israel dwelt in their own land, they defiled it in their own ways and by their doings. And they became as a menstruating woman. For that reason I poured out my fury for the blood that they have shed upon the land, and for their idols which they have polluted. And I scattered them among the Gentiles, and they were dispersed throughout the countries according to their way, and according to their doing that I judged them. And when they entered into the land of the heathen, where they went, they profaned my holy name. And when they said unto them, We are the people of Yehovah that are gone forth out of his land. But for the sake of my Kodesh Shem, his Kodesh name, which the house of Israel profaned among the heathen, where they went. Now therefore say to the house of Israel, here's what Adonai Yehovah says, I do not do this for your sakes, O house of Israel, but for my Kodesh Shem's sake, for his name's sake, which you have profaned among the Gentiles where you went. I will sanctify my great name, which was profaned among the Gentiles, which you have profaned in the midst of them. And he's going to do it by doing this. And the Gentiles shall know, Yehovah says, Adonai Yehovah, when I shall be sanctified in you before their eyes. I will take you from among the Gentiles, and I will gather you out of all the countries, and will bring you into your own land. Then will I sprinkle clean water upon you, and you shall be clean from all of your filthiness, from all of your idols will I cleanse you. They can't do it they can't do it themselves. He has to literally, physically take them out of the land, clean them up, and he's going to put a new heart and a new ruach in them. A new heart will I give to you, and a new ruach will I put in you, and I will take away the stony heart out of your flesh, and I will give you a heart of flesh, and I will put my ruach within you, and cause you to walk in my statutes, and you shall keep my judgments and do them. And you shall dwell in the land that I gave unto your fathers, and you shall be my people, and I will be your Elohim, and I will save you from all of your uncleanness. His salvation is going to make them clean. You Christians, you have got it wrong. Wrong, wrong, wrong. Every word that proceeds out of the mouth of Yehovah shall a man live. Learn it, love it, and live it, folks.